Bing bong! Hi hi! It is time for our science lecture of physics. Hold up. Before all that, let me prep the whiteboard for chalk. Oh, sorry about this. I'll work with me. Alrighty. Glad you all can make it. Yo. You signed up for this. You came to this science lecture. But don't worry, it'll be easy. It'll be fun. Trust. Now, if you want to, you could take a piece of paper and take notes, or just not listen from the background or whatever you want. It's up to you. Just don't fall asleep. That's there's gonna have a little surprise later on this lesson. Alright, let's wait a little bit until like 5 minutes. In the meantime, let's just chat. How are we all today? How are my students today? Doing good? I'm doing alright. Fun story. So this what was I gonna say? Right. The little whiteboard had to like match the colors with it, with the background, and that was a pain. I can't see colors that well, so trying to figure out if the colors were right was so annoying. Like this part right here where I'm drawing, and a little bit outside of it, I couldn't figure out for like a good 10 minutes. It was so well, luckily I think I pray to the god it's a right color. I still can't tell if they're the same color or not. But who cares? Now we have science. And before we start the lesson, do you guys know anything about physics? Like, any knowledge? I'm just curious. Like, took any science or physics class, learn about motion, that's what we're going to be talking about, motion in the one dimension. Nope. Well, don't worry, Van. I'm gonna teach you today, so you get prepped for a physics class if you want to take it in the future. Or if you already, I don't know. I'm just gonna prep y'all. I think it's a good time to start now, right? I don't see why not. Alrighty. Let's start off with... Okay. So we're going to be talking about motion, and my handwriting is doo-doo, and I apologize. So what does it mean when we talk about motion? So motion, in the sense of physics, is something that takes place over time. Depends on the frame of reference. That just sounds like gibberish to everyone, including me. So basically, we're gonna try to understand that. Frame of reference? So, frame of ref? That just means, well, yeah, the change in position. I'm just gonna say pose. Change in position. That's basically what frame of reference means. It's the change of position that's measured. So, for an example, let's have little science man over here. He runs a distance of, let's say, 100 meters. He ran that far. And how do we know this is 100 meters? Because we'll say there's a ruler on the floor. He ran across it. Like right here is 50 meters. Here's his starting position. So the change from science man right here to science man over 2, that's the frame of reference. And we label that as delta x. That is frame of ref. Now, to go on with that, we're going to be also talking about, alright, you go take your bathroom break. We're going to do assignments afterwards. You should have went before class. Oh. Which is making me sick. That's fair. You know, it does that sometimes. Push and make people sick. But don't worry, we're only going in one direction, maybe even backwards. So it wouldn't be that bad. So, anyway. This right here, it's all what I was just talking about. And if we're gonna talk about that, back to delta x, as I said, was frame of reference, FOF. We'll just say that. There's also another name for frame of reference. It's called displacement. Has beautiful handwriting, but you get the point. Displacement. And with displacement, the definition, it is, let me read my notes. Basically, a line from the initial position to the final position. That's what displacement is. And how do you figure what is initial position and final position? Back to like the first example, little science man. So initial, sorry. So initial means starting point. So if right here is 0 and right here is 100 meters, his initial position, his starting position, would be right here. If we call that xi, or I don't know what x stands for, but some, oh wait, no, I do know what x stands for. Since this is going on a horizontal plane, like on a graph, we'll call that x-axis and y-axis. If we were going up and down, like on a wall or something, which we'll get into, we'll be calling it yi instead. And so, with that, his final position will be called... Elaine, please. Okay, hold up, my cat's gonna be in the way. Baby. Oh, sorry about it. Anyway, the final position will be called xf, which makes sense, f for final. Alrighty. Do we have any questions so far? Am I going too fast? I would like to know if I'm doing good. If you want me to repeat anything that doesn't make sense, please don't hesitate. Draw his little arms. Alrighty. Seems like we're all good. Now, here's gonna be the kicker. The kicker, wow. How do we find the displacement? How do we know how far this guy ran? With that, we're gonna learn the formula. The displacement form, it equals the displacement, which is delta x, equals final position minus its initial position. Very simple. It's basically where you start minus where you were. So an example, let's say a gecko. Let's draw a little gecko, or at least try. Beautiful. Oh, my model just died on me. So, hold on, I'm sorry, class. Doop-a-doop. There we go. Doop-a-doop. Anyway, so we have this little gecko. And he's running on a ruler. Little ruler. He starts off at like random number, 20 centimeters. Oh, it's not even being shown anymore. Wonderful. Sorry, class, what up? It's bugging on me again. No, did not mean to do that. Sorry for the technical difficulties. My tablet does not like to talk with me with OBS, or like work with me. Oh, okay. I'll see you guys in a bit. Teacher has to do something. Welcome back. So, let me just retry this. Alright, sweet. Everything's good. We are so far so good. We Gucci. Physics. Welcome, Rere. So, you miss some. Elaine. Lane. I am so sorry. Alright. Back to it. Figure out displacement. The little gecko man starts at 20 centimeters. He runs all the way over here at random, let's say 50. Oh my god, that's a beautiful 5 cell. 57 centimeters. Alrighty. So, what do we know? We know its initial position and its final position. That's the wrong letter. So, we can figure it out like that. So let's plug in our numbers. So delta x, or displacement, equals 57 centimeters minus 20 centimeters. What would that equal? Should be really easy. Can anyone tell me? Anyone tell me what 57 minus 20 is? Right you are. 37 centimeters. That's its displacement. That's how much this little gecko has ran. Sweet. Easy, right? Physics isn't that hard and can't be that hard. Now, and again, this applies if the gecko was running up and down. So instead, from 20 centimeters here, 50 centimeter here, we know its initial, but instead of saying xi, you will be saying yi. What's the question? Okay, Hana. Okay, you were sleeping in class. Let's ask you a question. A gecko runs on a ruler. Am I seeing turtles? You could be a turtle, whatever. I don't even see an animal anymore. Okay, so science lizard, we'll just call him that, is running on a ruler. He starts at 20 centimeters and ends at, oh, wrong one, 82 centimeters. What is the displacement? Tell me, Hara. Dear Hara Hoshishi, tell me what is the displacement? If you want, I could give you a little hint. It's a very crucial hint. Up to you. I don't know, 62? Good job. That is correct, Belle. Are those socks? But yes, displacement will equal 62 centimeters. So you were paying attention in class. Proud of you. Alrighty. So we're done with that. Take a second. Now here comes a fun part. Since we understand what displacement means, snore. Alright. Just wait. We'll be talking soon. Alright. So far we understand what displacement is. It's just a higher number minus a smaller number. And it usually equals a positive number. However, it could go negative. So for example, little sea turtle is swimming from 50 centimeters. No, 50 centimeters doesn't make sense. From 50 meters all the way to, let's see, 10. No, that doesn't make sense. That makes it a positive number. My bad, hold on. Shut the mate. I did wrong math. Alright, sweet. So, yes, it could go negative. So let's say, for example, the initial... Oh, yeah. So back to the sea turtle. Back to our little sea turtle, Phil. We'll call him Phil. He starts at 70 meters on the sand. From the beach and all that. And he walks 30 meters. But not forward, backwards. So again, this is just simple math. We know the initial and we know the final. So it's just 30 minus 70, which would equal negative 50. No, right. But in physics, we don't say negative when we're talking about displacement. We say 50 meters west or east. You have to clarify first. You can't even see what I just wrote. It's either 50 meters west or east. That's how you say in physics. Why? Because, like a compass, here's the x-axis, y-axis. North, south, east, west. Again, you just have to clarify which way it is. Isn't it 40? Well, my brain could be wrong with math. I don't know. 5, 6, 7, 8. You are correct. It is 40. Thank you. Negative 40. I don't know why I got... Okay. I thank you so much for knowing math better than me. It happens. Anyway. Meters. You get the point. Displacement can go either positive or negative. East or west. Now on to the next one. We're going to be talking about my favorite, velocity. Hey math, but you're good at math. You just helped me. Anyway. And keynote, like, just for this class, I suck at math. I really hate it. And I can't do simple math like this. But, still trying my best. Anyway, sidetracked. Velocity. We'll be talking about that. So, velocity, how do I explain velocity? Basically, let me read my notes. Didn't really help. So, velocity, how can I explain it? It's a speed you go at. That does not look like speed. It's the speed you're going. So, like, let's say you're driving a little car. You're going zoom on the highway, and you look at your speedometer. These little arrows pointing at, like, the speed, like miles per hour, kilometers an hour, that is your velocity. That's how fast you're going. Like, yeah. And a way to find, like, your average velocity, i.e., like, out of the entire length you were driving, what is, like, the average speed? Like, how, not too fast, how are you going? Not too slow, but, like, the middle. The perfect golden in-between. So how do we find this? Well, we find it with our favorite formula. So, well, first, we have to label. How do we label average velocity? In simple terms, as just V average. Average. Average? English. The average. And that would equal displacement over, was it? Divided by time. Yeah. Divided by that time interval. Now I just threw in a word I have not taught just yet. This guy. What is time interval? So, time interval is the same thing as displacement. But instead of, like, understanding where a guy ran, or, like, what distance, you're measuring the time it took. So, this guy ran, however long, and he starts at 0 min. No, that makes no sense. Okay. He still can't see because I forget about this little cutoff. Alright. Science man again. He runs all the way from point A to point B. You haven't... Hold up. Oh my god, my model is killing me. Does someone have snacks they like to share with the class? Val? Would you like to? Okay, go ahead, give all of us some pumpkin seeds. But we'll wait. Thank you. I was getting hungry. Wait. So, as a starting position, how do I... It's the same thing. So this time frame, this little key moment he ran from the starting point as like 4, that says 40, 4 o'clock. And he ran, and it took him 15 minutes. This isn't how you're supposed to do it, but this is how I can easily explain it. Alrighty, don't overeat yourself. You have PE after this class, don't you? Don't we all? Okay, so back to it. Time interval. Measure it is the same thing. Is the initial time minus... Oh my god. Not initial time, Cell. It's final, right? Yeah. It's the final time minus the initial time. So, i.e., 4 minutes and 15 minus 4, or 4 o'clock, 4:15 minus 4 o'clock. You can't see it because I accidentally wrote it too low. Maybe I could put up. Yes, no, oh no, it doesn't matter. Still go for a bowl of ramen. Okay, you can eat when it's lunch class. So, let's erase all this. So, time interval just equals initial or final time minus initial time. So, with this, it's just TF minus TI, which is 15 minutes. Again, super simple. Okay. A little flirt. Focus on class. Bonk. So now, since we understand what time interval is, which we're going to label as delta t, let's get on to how to explain how we describe average velocity. So, if you want to try write this as an easier way, you could also write it as this: xf minus xi over tf minus as not t ti. That is the formula for average velocity. Velocity divide. Sweet. And with this, it can also equal a negative. So average velocity can equal a negative number. Again, you just have to switch it to east-west, however you decide. So let's have an example. Yay, science examples. A friend of yours, let's call him Bob. He lives about 370 kilometers away from your house. I'll just call you. Pretty far. So, if you were to leave from your house all the way to your friend Bob that's not what I'm gonna put, at 3 p.m. Yeah, if you leave at 3 p.m. Wait, no, I said that all wrong. Sorry. So, anyway, if you were to leave your house 10 a.m. and arrive at 3 p.m., what is your average velocity? Alright. A lot of words, a lot of me stuttering, but let's try to figure out what we have. So the first thing we knew, Bob lives 370 kilometers away from me. So, we already know that our initial position is us, 0, and our final destination is Bob, which is 370 kilometers away. Thus, we can already figure out displacement is equal to 370 kilometers. Or about, trying to remember, 3,700 meters? Yeah, it should be. I am an American, we do not use meters, so forgive me if it's wrong. Anyway, so we already have our displacement. Back to our formula. The average equal to displacement over time interval. So we already have this. We have 370 kilometers over. Now, for time interval, remember, and you guys can't see it because I am writing too low. Can't even write anywhere else, so I have to start a new one? No, I'll just write in this little corner. So, EF minus PI under 370 km. That's our little formula so far. Now, can anyone tell me what our initial and final times were? When did we start? And when did we came? Oh, wait. Alright, let's keep the roll going. Our initial time was 10 a.m. And our final time was 3 p.m. I'm confused already. Alright, what are you confused about? If you say everything, then I'll redo everything, try to make it easier to talk about. Also, net bad. Okay. Then I don't know how help with that. I hope it gets better. I'll explain it more later on this lesson about this formula. We're gonna do like a couple more examples. Alright, so anyway. We're trying to find our little time interval, which is just 3 p.m. minus 10 a.m. The way I figure it out is I just count from 10 a.m. to 3. That's about how many hours, would you say? Will take about 5 hours. If my math is correct, I'm gonna double check right now, so hold up. Yeah, it will be 5 hours. Yes, I am right. Yeah, this clock is different from time and all that. Alrighty. We figured all that out. Let's put a new one and continue it. 5 hours? Yes. It should be 5 hours. So, yeah. Yes. Alright, so. Little friend Bob, us. 370 kilometers. The time took us. This was 10 a.m. 3 p.m. So we already figured it out. It will equal 5 hours. So with our formula, VAV, which equals displacement over time interval. So that will be 370 kilometers an hour kmh. I forgot about that. Oh, what? I am so dumb. 370 kilometers over 5 hours. Now this is gonna be simple. All we do is divide. So let's divide. 370. Oh, my calculator. Because I'm not doing this in my head. I'm not that smart. Divide by 5. Does anyone want to say the answer? No? And my model decided to log out again? Right you are, Hada. Good job. You get a golden star. 74. What? 74 what? Because we're talking about our velocity, our speed. So how do we describe our speed? Do we say kilometers? Do we say hours? What do we say? Like, how fast are we going? How do you say that to someone? Oh, I was going X something something. Golden stars. Maybe this will work. Hold up. 70, yes, kilometers an hour. You get a second gold star. Good job, Hado. You're being a very good gold noodle today. Hold up. Here's your little star. Good job. Alrighty, see? That was easy. Finding average velocity is very easy. However, this entire thing has to be neglecting a couple of factors. We have to neglect. So we have to just neglect acceleration, like how far you start from 0 to 60 miles or kilometers. We're not going to get into that today. We'll do that next time. And air resistance. We neglect those, so it will be easier to do theoretically, like practice math. Alrighty, let's do another example, or a couple of more examples, and see if you guys can figure them out. Alright, so let's say our boy, Bal, and our other friend, Vio, walk an average velocity of 0.98 meters a second. It takes them about... Oh, hello, computer? Oh no, I chose the wrong color. It takes them about... How long did I say? 34 minutes to get to the store. Get to the convenience. Now, my question is, what is the distance from Bal and Vio to the store? So basically, what is displacement? Oh. So, I'm gonna tell you a little trick. The formula for V average can be rewritten as something else. So instead of V av equals displacement over time interval, that looks like an A. What you can say instead, so it'll be easier, V equals D for distance over time. As a very simple way to explaining average velocity and all that. And we rearrange that order to figure out how to find the other formulas. So the way I was taught, V, E, D. Put them in a little triangle. So, velocity will equal D over T. Because of how the order is going. D, well, if we look at it, make an equal sign going downwards, D just equals V times T. Same goes with T. T, well, not exactly, but like T instead of will be, so T is like the first formula, it's just D over V instead. So these three, can't even see it again. I keep forgetting about that. T equals D over V. So these three formulas are basically all you're doing in motion. So instead of saying like, oh, what's the average velocity? What's the time displacement? All this stuff I've been saying, I could easily have said, Bal and Vio are walking 9.8 meters a second. That's their velocity. They walked for 34 minutes to the convenience store. What is the distance from Bal and Vio to the convenience store? Super easy. And so, with that, let's try figuring it out. So, from what we know, the two boys are walking at a speed of, so V, we already figured that out, 0.98 meters a second. And so, it also takes them 34 min walk to the convenience store. So we have time. The question is, what is the distance? So with that, let's try to plug those numbers in. So let's remember our little formula. D, that looks like an awful T. D. Now, can anyone tell me the formula to find distance? It will be D equals what? D equals what? What would be the formula? So I focus over here and think. D, this little distance, would equal what? What times what, or what over what? It will be velocity times time. So, with that, V equals velocity 0.98 meters a second. Oh no. Times 34 minutes. Before we do that, we notice that the velocity is in seconds. So we have to convert 34 minutes into seconds. And to do that, all you have to do, basically, 34 times 60, because there's 60 seconds in a minute. The answer you get is 240 seconds. Easy. Easy. Perfectly fine. Sorry. So instead of saying 34 min, we'll say 2,000, I just realized, 2040. 2040 seconds. I need to numb and take drugs. Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by for the lecture. You've learned quite a lot, actually. Pretty much all of that is needed. You enjoy, take your drugs and all that. Bye-bye. Bye. I'll see you next time. Alrighty. So now we have the velocity and the time. So what we do, we just multiply. Easy peasy. So 0.98 times 2040. Can anyone tell me what the number is? You can use a calculator. You can use whatever you need. Bye-bye. I'll wait till someone raises their hand and answers the question. Simple. 0.98 times 2040. Nike's for ya. So to speed up time, I'll answer it. So the answer is 1,999.2 meters. Why is it just meters? Because when we multiply, we cross out the seconds and we got meters. So to simplify this, because sometimes physics questions will ask, this will be about 2 kilometers. And that's your answer. So it is 2 kilometers from Balenvio. That's it, from the convenience store. And everything does not like me for today for some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay, we good. We Gucci. Alrighty. So that was a distance question. Let's ask for another one. That is so many layers. Not again. Did it? Hold on. So, Teacher Soul does not do good. Okay. I'm not there. Forgive me, class. This is easy so far, right? Physics isn't that hard. It's just simple algebra, if I remember correctly. This is the thing we're doing. Well, let me check. No. Alright, sweet. Who's back? So, now let's ask another question. Let's word it a little bit differently. So our friend Moto, he is riding a bicycle. It's a beautiful bicycle. Wait. So he's riding his bike in a straight line with an average velocity, so V, of about 12 kilometers an hour. How long will it take him? So how long, keyword, how long, that will equal time, will it take him to bike 50 kilometers? We have our distance. So, we got our V, we got our D, we got our T. Or, no, we're looking for T. T equals what? How do we find that? We go back to our formulas. The key formula. V equals D over T. But since we already have V, we already have D, I'm trying to find T, let's rearrange it. So we just multiply both sides by T over 1, T over 1, or is it 1 over T? You know what? Instead of explaining how to do that, just remember the little triangle thing. Triangle formula, as I like to call it. With V, D, T. Trying to find T, we rearrange it to D equals D over V. So with that, we'll have 50 kilometers over 12 kilometers an hour. The way to figure this out, easy, just divide, and since they both have kilometers in it, 4.167, let's see. 50 divided by 12, essentially, is equal to 4.167 hours. You are correct. So we could simplify that to like about, yeah, we could round it to our nearest tenth. 4.167 hours. We could round that up to about 4.2 hours. That's how much time it'll take Moto to ride his bike for 50 kilometers. Good job, Rere. You figured out the question. Didn't round it, but I didn't really specify at all. Alrighty. And that concludes our time with physics, our motion. Good job, you guys made it. You made it through this painstaking lecture. Some of you answered, got the right answers. Super proud of y'all. And since Rere got the correct answer, I shall give you... Oh, yes. Open... Didn't I say... I'm on the wrong layer. Hold up. Since Rere got it right, she gets a star. Congratulations. Another good noodle. And that will conclude our lecture. We talked for 1 hour about motion in the one dimension. Now then, with that, I would like to give y'all homework, but I already gave y'all the homework and answered it for you. Or, oh, wait, no. There is one more. There's one more I want y'all to do on your own in your free time. So let's... Alright. This is everyone's homework. And I would love to see the answer. So like... Drinking water is homework. Drinking water is homework. That is the crucial. Speaking of which, thank you, Student Val. We shall hydrate right now. Everyone, take a sip of water. Alright. Thank you, Val. So, your guys' homework for tonight. I had pizza instead? That's not a liquid. Well, drink some water too. What kind of pizza, by the way? Share some with the class. No, I'm kidding. Mushroom and cheese. Ooh, that sounds nice. I should buy some pizza now. Alright. Shouldn't get hungry right now. So, before I go, before class is dismissed, I'm gonna give you guys homework and just post it on Twitter and at me or just message me directly. Why is this class so gluttonous? They keep taking my snack. Don't bring snacks to class. Everyone wants to eat while doing homework. So just keep it a secret. Alright, so our homework for tonight. We have our Starboy Cell. He's running at about 100 meters down a road. He runs for about 10 minutes. Class, tell me, what is his velocity? That is your homework. So I'll write it down, and you guys write it down, take a picture, do whatever you want. Cell runs 100 meters down a road. Takes him 10 minutes to run. That's not how you spell. To run. What is his velocity? And just because I am such a nice teacher, I shall write down a formula pyramid so you guys can remember. Alrighty. Let me write this down. Homework. Yay. Yay, homework. Totally love it. Alrighty. Take a picture. Write it down. Do as long as you can. I'm not expecting this anytime soon, but by next week. 10 meters I'm in. Good job. That was correct. Now, can you give me that in seconds? I would like to see how fast I was running in seconds. You see if it's faster or not. Right, you are, Rere. You get another golden star. Or silver. You get another star. You are so smart. So very smart. Alright. Looks like homework's over. Good job. So today we had two good noodles. We had Hara and now Rere. Oh, the homework so it's okay. You're just an overachiever, and that's good. That's good. I asked the question, you answered, so I'm proud of you. But next week, no, not next week. Next lecture, don't know when that's gonna be. We're gonna be jumping into something more difficult, I would say. I don't know what we're gonna learn. We're probably gonna learn something about waves, sound waves. I saw you're cute. Hi, Suki. Welcome to this physics lecture. Bong? What? Why are we bonking? Yay, more lecture. Yep. And I think, yeah, next lecture, it will be talking about sound waves. Oh no, physics. Wait, no, get back in class. Okay, wait, no. Class is over, actually, so you're lucky. You're lucky you're late. But don't worry. I'll make sure you'll come next time. Anyway, that will conclude for today's stream and lecture. Oh dear. Oh, how I love my scuff model sometimes. You can catch me if you can't see me. Aha. Big brain. Can't see me if I'm not there. Go do laundry. Yes, yes, time to go do laundry. Thank you. Alrighty. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have fun with laundry. Thank you. Bye-bye.